Have you ever heard laughter echoing in the cold night when the moon is shining bright? Somewhere in the snowy forests of Canada, there's a ghost, but not a scary one, a playful trickster who only comes out in moonlight. Tonight, we tell you his story. Once upon a time, in a small snowy village in Canada, there lived children who loved to play outside even in the cold evenings. The village was quiet, surrounded by tall pine trees, frozen lakes, and houses that looked like tiny glowing lanterns in the snow. But every child in the village had heard the same scary story. When the moon is full and the snow glows white, a trickster ghost comes out to play. He laughs, he hides, he makes funny noises, but he never harms anyone. Still, beware, he loves to sneak up behind children and say, "Boo!" The children called him the Tokai Ghost because they believed he once was a poor little boy who never got new clothes, only old ones. One winter night, little Mia and her brother Liam were building a snow fort. The moon was shining so bright that the snow sparkled like diamonds. Suddenly, they heard a sound. The laugh was soft, like someone hiding behind the trees. Mia held Liam's hand tight. "Did you hear that?" she whispered. Liam nodded. "Yes, maybe it's the Tokai Ghost." The children turned around and saw a strange shadow. It was tall and thin, with messy hair, and it danced on the snow as if it wasn't touching the ground. But instead of being scary, the shadow suddenly tripped. It fell face first into a snow pile. "Ouch! The ghost laughed at himself. Mia and Liam blinked in surprise. Was this ghost clumsy? The Tokai Ghost loved to play tricks. He hid behind snowmen, he knocked on windows, and sometimes he even made animal sounds. One time when Mia and Liam were walking home, they heard a meow, but saw no cat, then a woof, but saw no dog. When they turned, the ghost was making all the sounds, laughing so hard that even the pine trees seemed to shake. But here was the secret. Whenever children laughed with him, he clapped happily and disappeared in a cloud of snow dust. One night, the ghost was louder than usual. He sang a strange song near the frozen lake. The whole village heard it. Parents closed their doors, children hid under blankets. But Mia whispered to Liam, "I think he's lonely. What if he just wants to play?" So, holding lanterns, they went to the lake. The Tokai Ghost stood there, looking at the moon. His clothes were torn, his feet bare, but his eyes sparkled like two little stars. He looked at the children and asked softly, "Will you be my friends?" The children nodded bravely. The ghost clapped with joy, spun around in the snow, and laughed so hard that the storm clouds above the village broke apart. Suddenly the sky was clear, and thousands of stars shone brightly. From that night on, the Tokai Ghost was no longer scary. He became the village's secret friend. Children still heard his laugh sometimes, but instead of hiding, they laughed back. And every winter, when the moonlight covered the snow, the Tokai Ghost came back to make sure no child ever felt lonely in the dark. Good night, little ones.